Okay, good morning, friends. Wow, today has been already extremely chaotic. It is currently 11:25 in the morning, and I left my house at almost 9, I want to say. Oh gosh, but I need to fill y'all in on what has been happening. Okay, so basically, I had, like I said in the previous vlog, sorry, this is gonna be loud. Okay, so today, like I said, I had tabling for my club, and that was supposed to start at 9 o'clock, and setup was supposed to be at 8:30. So I had a member be there ready at 8:45, and then I was running late. Because I had to get ready for my class, because I had class at 9:30, and it was face-to-face, so I had to get ready for that, so that's why it took a little bit longer. And then, so then I got there, and then we set up the table and everything, and then I got there pretty late. I got there at around 9:15, so I had to go straight to class as soon as I set everything up. And then, so I had my theater class, and it was very kind of intimidating. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty intimidating, but I'll talk more about that a little bit later. And then after that class ended at 10:45, so it was 9:30 to 10:45, and then I had a Zoom class at 11. So I went back to the table, and Lucas was there because he had brought some papers, and then he had to go to class at 11. So then I stayed with our member for a little bit, and then I stayed with her for a little bit, and then I talked to somebody who I realized that I had talked to previously, but I didn't recognize the name or anything like that. So I'm gonna have to text him later on and be like, oh, wait a second, this was you. So yeah, oh, that's my fault. And then so I got on the Zoom call on my phone like 2 minutes before 11, and then I walked to my car, and I was gonna sit through the meeting in my car, but then she started sharing her screen, and then I couldn't really see it, and then it was just like really awkward or whatever. So I was like, okay, I'll just go home because I only live like 5 minutes away. So I went all the way home. I set up my computer and everything, and then it only lasted a couple minutes, and then my ADHD kicked in because I'm still not on my medication, and then my ADHD kicked in, and I have no idea what she talked about. So that was really annoying. So I'm gonna have to go back and try to figure out what she said on the syllabus and everything like that. So that's my fault. That was my fault. I was too distracted at that time. And so I did that, and then now it is about to be 11:30, and then tabling ends at noon, so I'm heading back over there to help out what I can with tabling, and then right now we have another member there, and so I'm gonna help them out for a little bit, and then pack everything back up into my car, and then call it a day for school. I technically have another class scheduled for today, but that one is going to be on Zoom face-to-face on Thursday. So I'll see him on Thursday. So that's how that's going to work. So I have to figure out about textbooks, access codes, and things like that, which really sucks because I'm not getting any financial aid this year, which is really annoying because, you know, your parents make too much financial aid but then don't make enough to cover for college, so it's really annoying. So I have to see if I can find my textbooks on Amazon or something, because my professor said there was 2-day shipping for students, so free 2-day shipping. So I'm gonna look into that. I know already one class has an access code that I have to try to figure out. So I'll probably try to go through the website like she was talking about, but I'll need to try to figure that out instead of going to the bookstore, because the bookstore prices are insane. So I'm gonna do that, and then probably catch back up with Lucas later on to see what he's doing. So that has been my morning, and I have not eaten anything. I am running on literally coffee, like literally just a cup of coffee. So after I pack up the tables and stuff, I'm gonna probably get lunch with Lucas, and probably try to feed my brothers or something and do that whole thing. So all right, I'll see you guys in the next. Okay, hi friends. I have not filmed at all today. It is currently 10:58 p.m. and I didn't film anything. I don't even know what the last clip was. I think I had just gotten out of my not my theater class, my online class. I had just gotten off of my online class, and then I went back onto campus to pick up the things for tabling, and then so I dropped that off into my car, and then I went to meet up with Lucas, and then my brother wanted pizza, so then we went to go get pizza, and and so then I met back up with Lucas because he had to go to the bookstore, and then he had to pay his tuition or whatever, and then he met me at my house, and then we had pizza, and then after that we left my house and we hung out for a couple hours just watching YouTube and stuff, and then we went to get boba because I wanted boba, so I got the Thai tea this time. So we have this I don't know how many boba places we have in my city, but we found one recently, and we had been trying each flavor of boba, so like I would get one and he would get one, and we would just try each other's, and then and so, which is only okay because we're in a relationship. So, I mean, if you are friends with somebody, maybe don't share drinks because of things going on because of the virus. So yeah, and it was good. I like the Thai tea. So we did that, and then so he did get me some Puma shoes, which I can show you guys right now. Yeah, so in the last vlog, I mentioned that he got me shoes. So these are the shoes that he got me. They're Pumas. I don't know what kind of Pumas, but I had to get them exchanged because I needed a bigger size. I'm a size 9 in women's. And so he got me an 8 because he looked at the size of my Converse. But you know, Converse runs small, so I'm a size 8 in Converse, but I'm actually a size 9. It's complicated. But yeah, so then we exchanged that, and then I had to pick up my mom from work, and then we dropped her off, and then we dropped her back off at my house, and then we had to go to Walmart to get some school supplies. So me and Lucas both just got 5 subject notebooks because, I mean, most of our classes are just, you know, simple things like that, like where we just need just notebooks and stuff. So I did that, and then I got my brother's school supplies for him, and then after that what did we do? We came back here, and then I had to get my car from campus because we were with Lucas, or because I was with Lucas. So then at that point we split ways because he said that he had to do homework. So then I came back home and then kind of relaxed for a bit and just had some me time, and it was nice and relaxing. And then he actually didn't do his homework. He actually went for a run, and so he did that. So whenever he was done with his run, he came back over here to eat dinner, and then he just left. And so here I am. I've just kind of been on YouTube and TikTok and just kind of, you know, just doing stuff like that. I filled in this week's planner, like this part of the week in the planner, or no, this part of the planner, the part of the planner that's this week, whatever, you know, I filled in a week's worth of my planner. And so I kind of have an idea of what I need to do when, so that's good. That's good. So yeah, I think I pretty much caught you up for what I did today. Like I said, now it's already 11:03 p.m. and yeah, I didn't really film anything. I've noticed that like I'm not like showing you guys like what I'm doing. I'm just kind of telling you what I'm doing, which I think is kind of boring. Like, if I was watching a vlog, I would rather see what someone is doing instead of them just telling me what they did. But the reason for that now is because, one, I don't want to film on campus and then post something online and then get expelled or get somebody fired or get somebody in trouble or anything like that. Like, so I don't want to do that. I think maybe if the circumstances were different, I would probably be more sneaky with like my camera and stuff, but for the most part, I'm not really trying to get anyone in trouble. And then and then also, you know, I'm also with like people, so like Lucas, for example, like he's camera shy, so I don't want to shove a camera in his face and then, you know, maybe post something that might not be authentic or might, you know, come off like we're not enjoying each other's company when we are. He's just camera shy, you know. So that's also why I'm not showing people and stuff like that, because I don't know what people's comfort levels are, and you know, plus would feel super awkward just filming people. And also I haven't really told anybody that I'm vlogging during this time, just because I don't want, like, if I end up posting these, then I end up posting these, and then it can be like not like a surprise or anything, but like, you know, it's just kind of like, okay, it happened. So I don't want to tell people that I'm doing something and then not follow through with it, you know what I mean? So that's what, so that's kind of also why no one is really in these vlogs or anything, but maybe more and more people can start being them as, you know, they feel comfortable or whatever. But earlier I said that I was going to talk about my theater class and like how that went for me, because all summer I had been looking forward to this theater class, like literally like this was the only thing that was getting me through this summer, and excited to start the semester. So I've always been intrigued with the idea of acting, so I'm in an intro to acting class, and I had to get special permission to get into the class because I'm not a theater major, and I guess that class is only for theater majors. So I got special permission because I am a mass communications major, but it counts as an elective because it's in the same college, like liberal arts, you know. So, or I don't know how that works, but either way, it still counts for my stuff. So I took the class, and I was like, so I decided to take the class. So I was super excited. I've always been interested in acting. I've always been interested in being in front of the camera or performing, or, you know, just using my body and my voice to tell a story for something, you know, which is why I'm in mass communications to begin with, because I thought my only realistic option was to be a journalist or in broadcast news or something like that. And I am honestly kind of hating it. Telling the news is really hard, okay? Writing out the news, reporting on the news is hard. And not only is it hard, but it's also hard, and I'm not really passionate about it. The only reason I did it was because I wanted to be in front of the camera. I wanted to report live. I wanted to be an anchor. You know, I wanted to be in front of the camera, like, telling the story. Not so much behind the camera, behind the screen, writing the story, which, you know, everyone is into different things. Like, I would say I'm a good writer. Like, I can write essays. I can write, you know, things, you know, like, I'm pretty good at it. I just don't like to do it. With acting, Okay, sorry, there was like something in my teeth that was gross. But with acting, it's like, it's something that's hard. Acting is hard. It really is. But it's something that I'm passionate about. It's something that I'm interested in. It's something that's new and exciting, and something that uses my entire body, and it, like, I don't know, it's different, you know, and it's interesting. It's cool, you know, and so I've just always been fascinated by it. And so today in the class, you know, I had to sit in the front of the class because there was no other open seats. And I actually sat in a left-handed desk, and so, like, that was, like, really awkward. I'd never sat in a left-handed desk before, but I had to. And then, so I sat there, and it was already kind of weird. And then we were all kind of spaced out, obviously, because, you know, we have to be 6 feet apart and stuff like that. So it was kind of like a detach from the students, you know, like, because it's not like you can just whisper to somebody like you usually do when you're in class, like, you know, making fun of the professor, or just kind of being like, oh wait, what did he say, or, you know, just, you can't do that whenever you're supposed to be 6 feet away from people, you know. So that was already kind of annoying and stupid, but not stupid, you know what I mean. And so he was just kind of, you know, talking about, like, the syllabus and blah, 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 blah stuff, whatever, right? So then we went around the room saying our name and saying why we chose to take the class. Like, why, like, what aligned the stars to where I would be sitting in that seat at that exact time. Like, what was it? So then people were like, oh, I've always been acting. I've always been in theater club. Like, I love theater. Like, it's a way to express myself. And, like, it saved me. And I love it. And blah, blah, blah. You know? And so, and by the time it got to me, I was like, wow, wait a second. I'm in a room full of people that have been acting for years already. Like, these people were probably good. You know? Like, they already have a leg up on me. Usually I kind of have the leg up on people in certain classes, and then the classes that I don't, there's kind of like a group of people that are just kind of like, okay, this isn't my major, I hate this, so let's get together and figure this out. But in this class, I was the odd one out. You know, I was the one who didn't have years of experience. It was me and probably like 1 or 2 other people. So it was pretty intimidating. And then it got around to me, and I was like, yeah, like, so my name is Gabriella. I'm a mass communications major, but I decided to take this class because every time I would go to advising, I would cry because I don't really know that I want to do that or whatever. And then I was just kind of like, so, because I would always just tell people that my dream, like, whenever anyone asked me what I want to do with my major, I say, I don't know, and I just kind of tell them that my dream is to be a model and actress, you know, be in Hollywood, you know, and stuff like that. So I just thought, and then so my advisor told me that I can take a theater class, and I did not know that that was even an option. So so then I took the class, so I got into the class or whatever. So I just kind of, you know, I'm kind of just following a dream or a passion, you know, that I've never acted on. No pun intended. But, you know, like, I've never, like, really, like, sought out to pursue this, to do anything with this. And so he was like, oh yeah, like, I remember that exact conversation on the phone, you know, with your advisor, with Stanley. Did I just name drop? My bad. You know, with your advisor and stuff like that. So I remember that conversation, and I'm glad that you're in the class, and blah blah blah. And I was like, cool. And then other people talked, and I have no idea what they said. And then we had this little exercise that we had to do that completely scared me and intimidated me. So basically, there was this chair that was behind our desks, and we were to use that chair in as many ways as possible and it not be a chair. So basically, for the first time, you can use it as a chair, but then after that, you have to try to figure out different ways to use it, you know, as, like, not a chair. And I literally, and it got so overwhelming for me. Like, there were people slamming the chairs down, like they were moving the chairs around, like I just kept hearing people like hitting the chair on the ground. And there was so much movement happening behind me. But since I was in the front of the class, I couldn't just, copy what someone else was doing, or I couldn't see what people were doing, so I couldn't get ideas for it. So I was just kind of stuck on my own. And I literally said to my professor, I was like, wow, I'm getting so overwhelmed right now. And I kind of put my hands up and kind of backed away from my chair. And then my professor was like, it's okay, take your time. And then I was like, okay, my professor said I could take my time, let me take my time. So then I thought about it, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I can use this as like a barbell. So I picked it up and I started curling it, and he was like, good job. And I was like, oh, he's like a job to me. And I was like, okay, like he's proud of me, like I'm doing something good. So then I saw somebody hide behind the chair, so I was like, okay, I guess I'll hide behind the chair. So I hid behind the chair, but that was pretty much it. Like I couldn't think about how to use this chair as not a chair. It was hard. And then I just sat there for like the remainder of the time that we were in the class, just being scared and embarrassed that like people were like thinking like, oh my god, like she's gonna be such a bad actor, and like, oh my god, like she's so stupid, like she doesn't even know like how many different ways you can use a chair, and like blah blah blah. And it was like, and it was just so intimidating. It was so scary. Like literally my confidence depleted after that. Like gone. Zero confidence left. Like I was just like, wow, I want to leave this class. I'm embarrassed. I never want to go to another class like this ever again. Like I am done. Like I don't want anything to do with acting and theater because this was so difficult. But then he kept talking and he was like, yeah, so basically the whole idea is that like, like you're always told like, that's weird, like don't do that, like blah 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 blah, like like you shouldn't use a chair and not a way that it's not intended to be used, and blah blah blah. So a lot of times we're told like our imagination is bad, and a lot of times people can't think or can't imagine different ways to use a chair. Like people have difficulty using their imagination because they've constantly been told not to use their imagination. So whenever he said that, I was like, whoa, you're right, like you have a point, that's why you're the professor and I'm not. And so I was like, okay, like I guess I'll give this a try or whatever. So then he started talking about these two plays that they are going to do, depending whatever way they're going to do it because of the situations or whatever. So he started talking about these auditions and stuff that are happening this Friday. And I was like, oh cool, like I can audition for something, like this would be really cool. But then I was like, oh my god, wait, like I'm a horrible actor, like I have no idea how to act, like I have zero idea how to do this. So why would I be going to, an audition for something? Why would I be doing something that I don't know how to do? And so he started talking about how this is one of those rare occasions where the audition itself is different than usual auditions. So like, for example, usually in auditions you memorize lines. That's the whole point of an audition. But for this audition, it's about storytelling. So you're going to go in and you're going to tell a story, and I guess depending on how you tell a story is the best storytellers or whatever get a part. I don't know. So I was like, okay, like this is a different type of audition, so I can see, what that might be like. And then he said, but if you want to be a stagehand, or if you want to, work, behind stage or whatever, then backstage, that's what it's called, backstage. Then to talk to him and see about doing that also. But then I was like, oh. I mean, I guess that would be a cool way to kind of get into the world of theater and stuff like that, and just kind of see how a production is run and things like that. But I think I've concluded that I'm just going to go to his office and talk to him and be like, hey, look, like, I think that auditioning for this would be a cool experience to have, just to have an auditioning experience. Because I've auditioned one time and I was super nervous. And then sometimes I think about like, okay, well, what if I hadn't been nervous? What if I had practiced a little bit more? What if under what if it was under different circumstances and then I was in this production, or, you know, what if they gave me a chance, or blah, 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 you know, like, so that happened one time in middle school, and I swore I would never do theater ever again, because my audition for that was horrible. I actually blocked that out of my mind until just now. So then I was like, so I'm just thinking that I'm just gonna go to his office and like talk to him and be like, hey, look, like, this is the thing. I don't know what I should do. Like, can you help me out or whatever? Like, what do you think I should do? You know, so I think I'm gonna do that. If not tomorrow, then sometime obviously before Friday. So, oh, and then after he talked about that, we actually left the classroom and we did this mirroring exercise where you had a partner, but in my case I had two partners. And so, you know, like someone would mirror, like someone would do an action, then you had to mirror them or whatever. So that's what I did with my partners. And that was really hard and really confusing at first. I was like, I have no idea how this is going. Like, I felt such intense feelings, and he kind of talked about, like, you know, what feelings, like feeling emotions and blah, 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 or whatever. And yeah, I was so confused. I was like, what in the world is theater? Like, what is this? What am I doing here? You know, it's like a whole new world. It's crazy. So I was doing this thing or whatever, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. But I'm also really stiff, because when you move really slow like that, you can feel everything. But that was so fun. Like, honestly, it was so much fun, and I was so excited about it that I even did it with Lucas, and like I kind of told him about it and things like that, and then so we kind of practiced doing it. So it was kind of cool. So I did that, and then he kind of said if we had difficulty, you know, coming up with things and like imagination or whatever, he told us to whenever you're walking around or whenever you're just, you know, looking at things or whatever, try to imagine all the different ways that you could use something. You know, like, for example, like the shoe is not just a shoe. It can be a phone, you know, or it can be a telescope, or it can be like a dumbbell. It can be a hat, you know, it can be my sunglasses. It can be a book. I'm reading a book, you know, it can be a whole bunch of different things just with this one shoe, you know. So I'm gonna be trying to do that. I'm gonna be trying to think about everything and try to figure things out. But I know this clip has been super long, but I am super excited. I really am. This is a completely different world that I'm stepping into. I never experienced anything like this. I have never, like, yeah, it's just a whole new world, like, and I love learning new things. I mean, I've learned math, I hate it. I learned science, I hate it. I've learned history, I hate it. I've learned how to public speak, love it. I learned how to interact with people and how people are, and I've learned about different types of people, love learning about people, you know. And so I've learned a lot of things, but I've learned how to play an instrument, but like I've never learned how to act, you know, like. And I've always been interested in modeling, but I've never taken a modeling class, so maybe that's something I could do. But I'm super excited about this class. Like, I really am. Like, I was scared, and I still am scared, but I think, you know, you start somewhere, you know. You're not always going to be 100% good at something right off the bat, you know. That's what learning is. That's why there's classes for things, you know. And you're gonna be scared, you know. It's your confidence is gonna go to nothing, and then, but it's all about building up your knowledge and your trust within yourself and the trust within other people who are gonna help you out. So I think there's a lot to say about that, and my back hurts. I'm tired. What time is it? How long have I been talking? 11:22. I've been talking for way too long. I'm so sorry, y'all. I've been talking for 22 minutes about this, but I just really wanted to talk about that. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know, maybe one day you'll see my name in shining lights, or maybe I'm never gonna act a day in my life. Who knows? But I'm super excited about it, and I guess we'll see what happens with that. Tomorrow I have an online class at 11 on Zoom, and then at, what time is that class? I just wrote it on my thing and I don't even, and at 1 o'clock I have my art class, my clay class. So I have that at 1 o'clock that I get to go to. And I'm locker 52 and 53, seat 5. So I'm super excited about that as well. So, that's what I'm gonna do. And then I have to plan more things for my club and try to figure out what we're gonna be doing about that. About my club. But yeah, so overall today was a pretty cool day. It was pretty chill. And, oh, and then there was this guy who was talking to me without a mask on. He was smacking his gum, standing way too close to me. And I'm like, man, how do you tell somebody to either put a mask on or to walk away from you? Like, I need to know. Like, I need to know what the proper way is to tell somebody to put a mask on when they're near you. Like, I just don't know, you know? And so, I swear to God, if I get this little thing that's going around, I'ma still win. Because somebody ain't followed the rules. And it caused me my health. So I think there's a lawsuit there. I think. I'm not sure. But I think. Anyways, so I love you guys. I hope you guys have a good night, morning, afternoon, whatever time of the day you're watching this. I hope you have a good one, and I hope you do something that will make you happy. Do something that, you know, is a little fun or relaxing or whatever you want to do. Just go ahead and do it if it'll make you happy. So I don't know what else to say. Okay, bye.